Forget what you know about Silicon Valley, Shenzhen, or Bangalore. The real tech revolution is happening in Nairobi, Kenya, Africa's undisputed tech capital. Nairobi is leading in ways that surprise even seasoned investors. In 2023, Startup Genome ranked Nairobi as Africa's top startup ecosystem. Nairobi's story is about solving real African problems and inspiring a continent. By 2026, Nairobi is a global force, leading in mobile money, green energy, and digital inclusion. Before 2009, Kenya's economy was rooted in agriculture. The green revolution of crops and coffee was the country's pride. Yet, internet speeds lagged behind, and data costs were among Africa's highest. Everything changed with the arrival of fiber optic cables. The first submarine cable, Teams, landed in Mombasa in 2009. Two more followed, Seacom and ESC, by 2011. These investments, totaling $600 million, slashed internet costs by 90% within 3 years. Internet penetration jumped from just 8.7% in 2009 to over 46% by 2015, and nearly 81% in 2026, according to the Communications Authority of Kenya. Suddenly, Nairobi was plugged into the world. Cafes buzzed with freelancers. Tech entrepreneurs began to dream bigger. By 2026, Kenya's digital infrastructure rivals that of many European countries, with over 150,000 kilometers of fiber serving cities and rural towns alike. Fiber didn't just connect computers, it connected aspirations. It laid the foundation for Africa's mobile money revolution and a new generation of digital citizens. Long before Apple Pay or Google Pay, Kenya made cashless payments the norm. The year was 2007, and the world was still getting used to smartphones. Safaricom, Kenya's largest mobile operator, launched M-Pesa, a simple way to send money by text message. By 2012, 17 million Kenyans, over 70% of adults, used M-Pesa. In 2026, that number exceeds 40 million, with daily transactions surpassing $400 million. Today, over 98% of Kenya's adult population uses mobile money, according to the Central Bank of Kenya. Compare this to the United States, where mobile payment adoption only hit 50% in 2025. M-Pesa did more than move cash. It enabled microloans, savings, and insurance, direct from a basic phone. It inspired similar systems in Ghana, India, and even Sweden. In the Silicon Savanna, innovation starts with solving everyday struggles. M-Pesa turned Kenya into a global testbed for fintech. This success drew international attention. Investors, corporates, and researchers flocked to Nairobi, eager to learn how a simple text could change lives. Kenya's tech rise didn't happen by luck. It was guided by Vision 2030, a government blueprint for economic transformation launched in 2008. Vision 2030 aimed to make Kenya a middle-income country by 2030, with technology as a core pillar. Between 2015 and 2025, foreign direct investment in Kenya's ICT sector grew from $500 million to $2.2 billion, according to official government reports. Nairobi attracted global venture capital, with annual VC inflows rising from $140 million in 2017 to over $820 million in 2025. Tech giants like Microsoft and Google set up shop, further fueling the ecosystem. Vision 2030 also prioritized education, digital infrastructure, and innovation hubs. Government support included tax breaks for tech firms and startup-friendly policies, making Nairobi a magnet for talent and capital. In 2020, Kenya's ICT sector contributed 10% of GDP, up from just 2% in 2007. The Vision 2030 roadmap continues to inspire. By 2026, Nairobi is not just a regional leader, but a global model for tech-driven growth. Just outside Nairobi lies Konza Technopolis, Kenya's answer to Silicon Valley. Launched in 2013, Konza was envisioned as a smart city powered by green energy, research labs, and tech startups. The government invested $1.2 billion in its first decade, drawing in global partners like Huawei and IBM. By 2026, Konza houses over 200 companies, 3 universities, and Africa's largest data center complex powered by geothermal energy. More than 5,000 researchers and engineers work here, developing AI, biotech, and blockchain solutions for local needs. The city is expected to contribute $1.5 billion annually to Kenya's GDP by 2027, according to the Konza Development Authority. Konza is not just about big companies. It runs Africa's most advanced startup accelerator and supports women and youth-led ventures. Smart transport, green buildings, and free public Wi-Fi make it a model for future African cities. With Konza, Kenya proves that world-class innovation can thrive outside traditional capitals. The Silicon Savanna now has a city to match its ambitions. Why did Microsoft, Google, and IBM pick Nairobi as their African home base? Well, the answer lies in talent, stability, and opportunity. Microsoft opened its Africa Development Center in Nairobi back in 2019, investing $100 million and hiring over 500 engineers by 2024. Google launched its first African Product Development Center here in 2022 with a $50 million R&D commitment. IBM's Research Africa, which was established in Nairobi in 2013, has already patented dozens of African AI and blockchain innovations. Nairobi now ranks among the top 5 global cities for tech R&D investments by international firms, according to the World Bank's 2025 report. Big tech came for the talent, but honestly, they stayed for the market. Kenya's young, tech-savvy population and its fast-growing middle class make it ideal for piloting new technologies. Nairobi's stable policy environment and pro-innovation laws also help a lot. By 2026, over 10,000 Kenyans work in global R&D roles, exporting solutions from the Savanna to the world. This influx of global tech has created an ecosystem where local startups and giants collaborate, learn, and compete on a global stage. Nairobi is not just coding apps, it's building hardware too. Local firms now manufacture over 1.5 million smartphones, laptops, and IoT devices every year. The assembly of the popular Neon Ray Pro smartphone alone created 2,000 jobs in 2025. Kenya's electronics exports hit $220 million in 2025, up from $35 million in 2018. The Buy Kenyan, Build Kenyan policy has really fueled this boom. Startups and established firms alike are making everything from solar lamps to ATM machines and affordable tablets for schools. Nairobi's hardware sector now supports over 11,000 manufacturing jobs and has even inspired similar ventures in Tanzania and Uganda. This wave of innovation is about more than just gadgets. It's about self-reliance, pride, and building solutions for Africans, by Africans. Nairobi is turning from an importer to an exporter of technology. Talent is Nairobi's greatest resource. The city's universities, like the University of Nairobi and Strathmore, rank among Africa's top 10 for engineering and computer science. Each year, over 7,000 ICT graduates enter the market, according to Kenya's Higher Education Authority. Coding bootcamps like Moringa School and Andela have trained more than 15,000 developers since 2016. In 2025, 45% of new Nairobi software jobs went to bootcamp graduates. Global tech firms now recruit directly from these talent pipelines, fueling a brain gain instead of a brain drain. Nairobi's diaspora is also returning. Case in point, Dr. Shiko Gitau, a Google alumna, founded Kala, a digital transformation firm, after a decade in Silicon Valley. Diaspora-backed startups raised over $130 million in 2025 alone, data from the Kenya Diaspora Alliance shows. So, the result? Young Kenyans are not just dreaming of jobs abroad, they are building the next Pesa, right here at home. Nairobi startups tackle Africa's challenges with world-class tech. AI for crop insurance, blockchain for land titles, and green logistics from Twiga Foods. In 2025, Kenyan AI startups raised $96 million. Kenya leads in green tech, with 90% renewable power. Geothermal data centers power firms like Safaricom. Platforms like Sendi and Lorry Systems cut transport costs. Over 6,000 digital nomads call Nairobi home. By 2030, Nairobi's tech sector could hit $14 billion. The Silicon Savanna is here, bold and green.